go for the real deal New England feel.
I went up the rail. I might still be able to be ashamed of myself.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Corso and Catone.
Welcome into Corso and Catone, the real deal New England feel. I'm Corso. Catone is here. What are you looking down at? You looking at that video still, Mark?
No, I'm studying for this. I'm looking at some notes. What? I don't care about no videos.
Big's video. Okay. So Mark's
Oh,
over there looking at his phone. Joe's with us in the booth. You're watching us on YouTube, listening on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, anywhere you podcast, you're going to catch us, and 790 The Score. And hey, when you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Give us that like. That's what we want. We appreciate that. And leave a comment. We will read it on the show. And check out our shorts and short reels. Those are pretty popular. And email us in our mailbag, corso.catone@gmail.com. Or if you want to call us, leave us a message in our 24/7 heated hotline, 855-313-PATS, P-A-T-S, 24/7. Leave a message. Joe will pick one. Let it be yours. Hey, got a busy one for this time of year, Mark, I think. It's a pretty busy one. I'm going to hear from one of you in heated hotline. And, of course, Yankees versus Red Sox. The drama just keeps growing. And Catone's comments, we'll see what he brings to the table today. And some B's and C's. We're going to talk some Celtics a little bit at the end of the show. Hi, guys.
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
How are we feeling at this time, coming into June?
Well, you know what's funny? We thought it'd be a little bit of a dead period. So Chris calls me at the beginning of the week, and we were, talking about, topics.
Sunday we talked.
What we were going to do for the East. Like, well, it's kind of getting into that dead period. We'll have to, talk about a few different things. And then he's like, but, something always comes up. He said something will appear. We'll have, and all of a sudden, this freaking Diggs video, just pops.
Yeah. I mean, and I put it in the outline, not to give it away, but I put it in the outline at some point, and then Joe said, hang on a minute, take that out. We may have something in heated hotline, is what he told me. So I don't know. We haven't seen it, but I'm excited to see it because it's leading off the show. So you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Heated hotline, Joe.
This heated hotline is a write-in. Hi, guys.
Don't
it's
say
Paul from Providence.
Oh, here we go.
This is Paul, my favorite person.
Oh, yeah. That's why I was like, hold that thought. Here we go.
And before when you
block his email.
Listen, when you get to the end of the email, stop for a second because I'm going to guess what the last thing is on there. I'm just going to guess. Go ahead.
I'm so sick of the Patriots. First, it was the Patriot way, but it was really the Brady way. Now, all we have heard since Vrabel was hired is about character and what he's trying to build. As a result, we don't go after Samuel or Metcalf. Where does Stephon Diggs fall on that character tree?
He was
that's a high character guy with his pink powder and boat full of call girls. Vrabel, get some beans and man up. Dump his ass and show your character BS. Was it just an excuse for having a cheap owner? And that is why you didn't say it. You asked me to
go
say
Giants. Does he say go Giants at the end?
He says that's why the Giants own the Patriots.
Oh,
I hate you, Paul. Let me just say that. Just say he was when that Diggs video. He probably typed that thing out as soon as that video came out. He had that ready to go to our show.
Fantastic.
I want him to come on in person, Chris, is what I want. I want to challenge him to come. We'll send him a link, Joe, just to come on for 2 minutes because we want to see this guy in person.
Yeah, we want to see Paul. But thank you for the email. Well, Joe said don't bring up Diggs later on. Here we are now. Okay, Mark. So the video, for those of you who have been living in a cave and haven't seen it, Stephon Diggs during OTAs, by the way. Okay, or maybe. Now
listen, I thought he was because he was at OTAs last week.
Right, but he wasn't there. He wasn't there this week.
Yeah, okay. Well, he must have told him not to show up after
I don't know. We'll talk about that too. But so the video comes out. He's on a boat. He's on his boat, a boat, some boat. There's some sort of party going on. He's talking to the girls, and I know Joe's I know Joe has the video. I know you must have the video.
Oh,
so
yeah.
let's see if we can get that on the screen. But so in the video, he's talking to these three young ladies, and at some point, they're talking to him. What's your name, Daddy? Big Daddy, Daddy this, Daddy that. I don't know. And then,
Well, you can read it in the captions. Here, I'm going to show it. Let me show it.
all right, go ahead.
Big Daddy.
Here it is. It's Big Daddy.
This is like,
Yeah, this is. You got to take that heated hotline off.
Yeah, what's going on over
All right. So this is the video that we're seeing. If you're
so
on
those
YouTube,
of you on 790, obviously you can't hear this, but
yeah. So listen, so he's got the three girls around him. He's talking to them. They're touching his chest, whatever, having a good time, all this stuff, And now he pulls out, Mark, some sort of what is that? Pouch or
it's a bag, like a plastic bag with like pink powder in it. It looks like
Pink?
Well, it's got something pink in there.
but some kind of pink substance in it. Now, the girl in the middle, there's a girl in the middle. She's jumping up and down like it's Christmas morning. So at some point, he must have referenced the fact that he had this on him, and she wanted him to take it out because she
is. She's jumping up and down right now.
yeah.
They're calling him Big Daddy.
And
Big
all
Daddy.
of a sudden, Big Daddy whips this out of his pocket.
There you go. Isn't Big Daddy usually a reference in the drug world to someone who gets you that stuff? Isn't that?
I don't know. You are the lawyer, so
who represents people.
I think that I don't know that for sure, but so that's what it is. It's an interesting video.
And by the way,
Definitely an interesting video.
But there's more, Mark, isn't there? But Joe, hang on. Isn't there another video out there that I think that's what Mark was watching before we came on the show.
I was watching it. No. So listen, this video focuses on Diggs. Now, there's other videos out there. You have to go look. It scans the other side of the boat.
Yeah.
There's other gentlemen there, a bunch of other girls, women, whatever, you want to say. And there's some crazy stuff happening. I'm not going to get into it because they may ban us. There's some crazy stuff going on the other side of this boat while he's having this conversation with these young ladies. There's other stuff, twerking and all kind of crazy stuff going on. We're not quite sure what that is happening, but it's crazy. It's a crazy scene on this boat.
It's probably things that would put us in the hospital.
at
this stage of our life that they've got going on that boat. Anyway,
you two anyway.
So this is what you got. So now here's your number one, free agent pickup.
They think he's a number one wide receiver.
Right. Yeah. So okay. I don't know what he's giving them. I'm assuming it's
allegedly
some sort of
Chris,
drug. I don't know.
I've listened to a couple of different people say that you mix coke with some other drug that does something. It's some kind of stimulant. I don't know what the hell it does. And they said it turns into this pink powder. I have no idea what it is, but that's what people were trying to explain.
Well, and he says in there, don't do all of it. Don't do it all.
Yes, don't do it all. So what does that mean, right?
Must be expensive.
Save
some for the rest of the class.
Yeah. Save some for the listen to you. or maybe he's afraid, they'll drop dead if they do it all at once.
Maybe. Who the hell knows? All I can say is this.
Then the other girl is fixing her hair. What is she doing? There's a girl, she's playing with the back of her hair.
Yeah, listen.
I don't understand.
This is one of those situations. Look, let me just say this, because I heard some people say, well, maybe it's weed. Yeah, you're not calling somebody Big Daddy and coming up to them, and they're not putting videos out just to hand somebody an ounce, a couple of joints over there. You know what I mean? Like where you could go get it on the corner street and get, at the market and get it now. This is something different. So we don't want to speculate what it is, and
it looks
we could think and guess what it is, I guess.
But it looks like a box of cinnamon Altoids, which I wouldn't tell anybody eat those all at once either.
You can see how someone could get excited, Mark, over Altoids.
Yeah. Yeah, this little girl thinks the black thinks it's Christmas morning. She bouncing up and down for a gift.
Just don't eat all the Altoids at once because you don't want to have too fresh breath.
Yeah.
You know, you want to keep it real a little bit. All right. So this is it. So now the fallout now from all this. And I just will say this. Another way you know that it's got to be something, a problem, is none of his people have knocked this down. Nobody has come out and knocked this down, Mark, and said anything in response. So
let me ask you a question. I don't know what it is. He could say it was anything. I don't know what he's going to say was in that bag. I don't know. But the NFL investigate this based on their personal conduct policy. No?
Yeah, but it's changed a lot now. Now, it? Look, okay, let's say, for example, it was some sort of drug or whatever, and you know, they could test them. Yeah. The only thing they could do is test them. You know, it's going to be
which they may.
What's in that bag that he's given them. It's going to be really difficult to prove what the hell is even in there. But let's say they test them, and even if he tests positive, it's like a $15,000 fine now. And
is that all it is?
It's all different now. Okay. They changed it all over the drugs because they want to. It's more education based, and if the people have problems, we want to put them through some sort of help versus punish them. You see, so it's completely different now. So I mean, there's not going to be anything that happens about this with the league. I can't,
because it's not like he's banishing, waving guns or any of that stuff.
No, you know he's making people happy.
Yeah, listen, Joe. Listen to
Look
him.
how happy these people are on this boat.
Happy.
But
have anybody on whoever's on your boat, anyways. In this day and age, why would you allow somebody to post that?
Well, who posted it? Did this post come from his account?
I don't know.
You know,
that's how we got it.
Because they don't care anymore.
Yeah.
That's why. They don't care.
It's a different era, a different generation, Chris. We've talked about this in the past, that these guys, it's different. It's not about
because anybody that comes out and says, oh, you're going to punish me, or you know, you got to care more about the person, the feelings of this, to that, versus, you know, the bad look that it is. Now, I could say that, is it a big deal? Well, Vrabel was asked about this at the OTAs. And I want to play it because I want you, Mark. What do you read between the lines in this? Go ahead.
Okay.
Hi, Mike. A video of Stefan Diggs has gotten a lot of traction in the last 24 hours or so. He's on a boat having a good time, but the question comes in as to a certain substance that people are guessing what is and isn't. Is this something that the team has to look into?
Well, it's something that we're aware of, and obviously we want to make great decisions on and off the field. And we're hoping that with our time here on the field today, and that when we don't have a script and we're on the call-up periods, that we're making great decisions. And so the message will be the same for all our players, that we're trying to make great decisions, and any conversations that I've had with Stefan will remain between him and I and the club.
So he's clearly irritated.
Oh, he's irritated. Yeah.
Now,
and he says, you know, we're gonna make great decisions and blah 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 blah, and so I'm sure a conversation, Chris, I'm reading into that was had with Stefan Diggs and said, listen, one more strike like that, one more thing like that, that's third strike, you're getting released. Like, we won't have that here. Like, this isn't what I'm running. I don't know what was accepted with these other teams you were on, but if something comes up again with you, we're going to have to cut ties from you. I have a feeling Vrabel probably said that to him, Chris.
I think he was more pissed off. When I hear him talking like that, I hear, you know, dealing with the people today. When he makes that emphasis on the word today, I think he's pissed that he's not there. Okay?
No, you're right. But I think Evan, go ahead.
Well, I think he's pissed that he's not there.
Yep.
And it's, you know, give that sort of kind of that Belichick thing of, we coach the people that are here. We talk about the people that are here, and we're not going to talk about the people that aren't here. That sort of thing. I think if Diggs was there, I think you'd hear something a little different out of Vrabel. I think you'd be a little softer about this situation. I think he's pissed off at the look, obviously, of the look of this. But I think he's more pissed off of, okay, you make us look like jerks here with this video, and then you don't show up too, unless he told him to stay away. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I think you probably are right, Chris. Now that you're saying that, and I'm thinking about that. Yeah, no, you're probably right. But with that being said, Chris, I do think because he was pissed, obviously agitated that he wasn't there, didn't show up, videos out there, that seeing the extended video, he's not just looking at this little, what we got on the screen right now. So some conversation was had with him by Vrabel that says, look, one more strike and you're gone. I guarantee you, Chris, because he's aggravated. So he wasn't sugarcoating this when he talked to him.
So
that's not who Vrabel is.
Well, because now to get to Paul, and I know we're over, but to get to Paul's point, okay, of the email about the culture stuff now, about all the big deal that was made of the culture, and you and I have been all over that, since they've been taught. We hate that word. I hate that word culture. Cut the crap, because it's all bullshit, Mark. It doesn't matter, okay? It's about the money. Metcalf and Samuel, none of the stuff's going on with them, but those guys were supposed to be bad culture guys, right? If anything was going to happen when any of these,
that's what the claim was.
Yeah, if anything was going to happen to any of these guys that we're naming, this would have been the dude, not them. Now, I will say that he hasn't had something like this in the past. Diggs, I haven't seen that. It was more of the on-field stuff. But the point I'm making is, we'll basically, Patriots fans, we'll deal with the culture problem for $12 million.
Yeah,
we're not going to deal with it for 30.
Yeah, exactly. Metcalf goes, renegotiates, gets a bigger, Metcalf's making a lot of money, Chris. They weren't dealing with that $30 million, $32 million contract. They'll deal with it for you're right, for 12, Chris. Oh yeah, we'll deal with that for 12.
Sure.
Because you're gonna tell me that what Diggs is on his antics when he was with Buffalo and these different teams was better than or what Metcalf did, and whatever he was doing in Seattle was worse? Absolutely not, Chris. You talk to some of those guys in Seattle, and they say that he was like a great teammate. So it was the $30-something million contract. Right. That was the issue with Metcalf.
Exactly.
Chris.
And they tried to feed us the nonsense about, but you talk to everybody in Houston. He's a loved guy in the locker room. Stroud loved him and all this. They didn't want to bring two guys back with coming off big injuries, Dell and him. And so I get that. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I hear when I hear that. Blah, blah. No, the bottom line is you paid him $12 million, so you're willing to put up with a bunch of crap because you didn't have to pay. So Patriots, don't give me this crap about culture, including you, Vrabel. Cut the crap. Cut the shit, Vrabel, about you're irritated about the culture. Now, he's pissed off because he's not there. That's what he's pissed off about. I don't think Mike Vrabel or everybody else gives a rat's ass about what's on this video right now. I don't think anybody even cares. Okay, the black guy is the black guy, and I get that. But deep down, put it this way. Do you think Kraft and company, you think any of these guys, and this is just our opinion, do you think these guys would care if this video didn't leak?
No, probably not. But I will say this, Chris. Now that it did leak.
Did they cut him?
The only reason, no, they won't cut him. I don't believe they will. But the thing is this, Chris. Now that it did leak, because of the optics still from Aaron Hernandez, because you just produced that foolish, stupid dynasty where you rehash Hernandez, right? Now you got this where he kind of looks like, Big Daddy. What does that mean, right? So now you got, so it's the optics along with, now you just had this, that you just wanted to resurface the whole Hernandez stuff to make Belichick look bad in that dynasty. Now this happens. So, in that sense, they might care a little bit because,
Listen.
It's a bad look.
Paul is right. I hate to agree with Paul, but he's right. The bottom line is, listen, Patriots, they are not cutting this guy. He's not getting released. He's not getting cut because you know why? He basically is a guy that's come in the cheapest sort of high number 2, maybe low number 1 guy that you're going to get. They're not cutting this guy. I don't care what he did. They're not going to cut him, which means it's all the culture's a bunch of nonsense. Case in point, if he suits up for the Patriots week 1, then it was all bullshit, Mark.
Yeah.
The culture.
Yep. Absolutely. Positively.
Period. End of story. So, Joe, thank you for that video. Nice. I can't wait to look at the extended one. Mark keeps staring at every night
That was
in
the
the dock.
PG version.
You know, Mark, come out of the dock. Come out of the dock. Stop looking at the videos. But
Listen. You know what?
Paul, thank you for the email. Heated Hotline was presented by the Pats Nation Sundays, 8 a.m. Eastern. Hey, tomorrow, tune in. We're going to probably have more of this, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
We're going to talk about the defensive line and so much more. When we come back, we're late. So we come back, we're going to talk Yankees versus Red Sox. No flipping.
Sundays are for football. And here in New England, that means
It's the Pats Nation with Corso and Catone.
Sundays, 8 to 9 a.m.
Back in with more Corso and Catone, the real deal New England feel. All right, let's talk some baseball. Yankees versus Red Sox. Joe. Oh, I love that. Godzilla's invading. All right, Mark, let's talk about the Yankees a little bit first. I mean, and there's a lot less to say about them right now. I mean, you got to take your hat off to the, what are they, 12, 13 games over 500? They're on a big winning streak right now, and they got big series now to deal with. Now you got Anaheim, the Dodgers, right? Cleveland, then Boston, right?
Yep.
But they're getting through the injuries pretty good.
They are getting through the injuries pretty good, Chris. Actually, they're 15 games over 500 right now.
15
games.
Corrected.
They're 9.5 games up on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
7 up on
Tampa. Really sucks now.
7 up on Tampa, 8 up on Toronto, 9.5 on Boston, and 16 on Baltimore. And it's not even June 1st yet. You still got a couple of a day or two. But
they're only one game back for the best record in the AL too.
In the AL, without Cole, without Lewis Ill, they have other starters who have been out from time to time.
Yeah. They were 9-1, Mark, in the last 10. And wait, they're only one out of the best record in baseball too. Go ahead.
Yeah, they pieced it together. They're not getting. Listen, they're getting starting pitching, Chris, from Yarborough, who they picked up as a bullpen depth piece off the scrap heap before the season started.
Yeah,
he throws 7 innings the other night against the Angels. He's turned it. He's done that like 3
he did that
times
on
in
Memorial
a row
Day,
now.
right? He pitched on Memorial Day. He gave him 7. I mean,
you can't ask for much more than that out of him. So,
they're
getting contributions, Chris, from guys we didn't think they'd get contributions from. Judge is still red hot, batting a little under 400, leads the,
say that again for people because it's stupid.
He's batting a little bit under 400. He's batting about 391 at this point, 392.
I mean,
he leads the league.
How's Soto doing?
He's batting about 230, Soto right now. He's leading the American League in home runs. I think he's second in the American League in RBIs. He's only 1 home run behind Ohtani for the major league lead in home runs.
Yeah.
So
he's running away with the.
He's running away with the MVP right now. We're running away with it. No Stanton, but yet they're piecing it together. They're getting timely hitting, key hitting, some pitching. Back end of the bullpen. Weave is good. But Williams still is
what's the story with Williams?
I don't know. Is it just too big of a market for him?
Maybe. Is it just too upstairs for him now? He can't pitch through it because every time, even pull him out of a closing role and bringing him, bringing the setup guy, he still can't.
They're trying, Chris, to get it out of him, like trying to let him work through it in less pressure-packed situations. You're right, but he just can't work through it. But that's a problem because. You thought it would be Weaver and him, or even if it's Weaver's your closer, I have no problem with Weaver closing.
Yeah.
But you still need Williams to be dominant in the 8th inning, and that's not happening.
No. Do you send them down? Do you let them pitch a few, go down and work this out a little?
The only way you would do that, Chris, is it'd have to be like the Foxborough flu, right? When Belichick used to make up these injuries, where you put them on like a 10-day
So then he
rehab
has to go
stint.
down and
Yeah, a 10-day rehab stint where he's going to go down and get some innings and work on some mechanics. And I don't know, was the guy willing to do that?
well, I mean, is he willing to
know.
do it? He's pitching like shit. I mean, they got to do
Yeah.
something because they're going to need him.
Oh, they absolutely going to need him. And your boy, listen, you were very, very resistant last week. Just before we went off the air, you said, okay, I'll give Boone a little credit. We got to give him credit, I think, Chris, for the job that's what he's doing. I'm not saying it's his managing, but I think he's keeping this team engaged, motivated. That piece, Chris, I think he is doing. Oh, and by the way, that's something Cora is not doing.
Well, because there's a stark contrast on the other side.
Contrast where Boone has kept these guys together. They're playing together. You know what I mean? Where with the Red Sox, the opposite.
Well, let's talk about them now. Okay. And I know we have some audio from Rob Refsnyder. Okay, yes, I'll say the name again for people who have no idea who the hell this is, and that's the point of it. When Joe's ready, we'll play it. But, Mark, where's the leadership on this team? I mean, you're talking about to me, it's such a mess. The whole thing's a mess. And I look at Cora and I listen to Cora and hear the things he has to say, and he's just checked out. Like, it's like he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Well, I don't know if he's checked out, Chris, but like yesterday after that game, he's talking about, fundamentals, moving runners along, defense. Well, Jesus Christ, isn't that your job as manager? Like, this isn't a 1-year thing. This is like the last several years, Chris. They've had trouble with fundamentals. They've had trouble defensively. They don't move runners over. They're not getting timely hits. Just
stupid things.
Chris, they're 6-15 right now, 1-run games. 6-15.
Yeah, that's most losses in the MLB.
Most losses in the MLB in 1-run games.
In 1-run games.
They're also next to last in bottom of the league in fielding percentage errors. Yep. They're at the bottom.
How about this? 13 blown saves, most in the MLB. 7 walk-off losses, most in the Major League. 4 and 6 in extra innings, most in the MLB. They stink.
Every category you can point to, Chris, they're at the bottom of the league. They're lucky, Chris, that they're only 4 games below 500 or 5 games below 500. They're lucky with those stats. Listen, if Garrett Cole and Louis Ill, I said this at the beginning of the segment, if they were healthy for the Yankees right now, Red Sox would be like 13, 14 games out of first place already. Like, it'd be over, done. Like, forget it. The Yankees would be running away and hiding.
And I look at it and say, okay, should they be better? It's not automatic that the Red Sox should be better, because when you really look at the talent on this team, they have a couple of top guys, and then there's a huge drop off. I mean, Cassis stunk before he got hurt.
But but he's a loss because you figure he would hit 30 home runs even in But
you know what, Mark? I say that, and then I say, okay, well, then how are they if they're not good, if the talent sucks that bad, how are they in all these 1-run games?
The talent doesn't suck that well.
You know what I mean? Like, you're in all these 1-run games. You should be getting your ass kicked worse in every game if you.
I don't think the talent is that bad, Chris. I don't think the talent overall in the entire American League is that good.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
But I don't think they're that bad, Chris. I think they do have talent. I'm not saying that their bullpen needs a lot of, they're blowing the bullpen out because their starting pitchers can't go past 5 innings. Yeah. That drives you crazy, Chris.
Oh, I hate that.
But
I hate the way this game is.
So I think they do have the talent, Chris, but they're not. They're way underachieving, and that's on Cora.
It is on Cora, and you don't hear anything from him about it. Instead, you hear people like Rob Refsnyder. Joe,
what are you doing? I mean, we still lost. I mean, I don't really care. I don't really care about promise, and we lost. It's frustrating. Tired of losing close games. We just need to figure it out and win some games, bottom line.
Yeah, particularly, when Garrett is throwing like that, does that amplify the frustration?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. We feel like every time he goes on the mound, it's a great thing for us. Such a competitor. Everyone loves him. It's just disappointing that we can't come through from. We just got to figure it out. Like you said, there's some good at bats here and there, and then but we're just not getting the job done. It's not for lack of effort or work ethic, game planning. It's just we're not doing it. We suck right now. We got to just be better.
Yeah, Mark, and they do. All of what he said is right, and he's a veteran guy. He's not like a young guy or anything, so I get why. But he's the guy? This is the guy that's stepping up and talking? Not Devers. Devers, I guess, is not that kind of guy, but, that's it? Who you should be hearing from is Cora, and instead, this is what you're hearing from Cora.
Devers, and he said he still views himself as a position everyday player. Is there no ground balls at third? Start the process? Is he just not going to take them?
Not at third base, no. And we keep talking about the other position, but as of now, it's not happening. Ongoing conversations. We always have conversations, yeah.
So there's more conversations about it possibly
Not
first
more.
and third?
Not more. No. It's third base. He's not going to play third base. But I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that I'm not misunderstanding.
What?
So there have been conversations about first base with him. We're still talking about the situation, man. This is where we at. There's a chance Christian's going to play first base this weekend in Atlanta. There's conversations. I don't have to go specifics, but the third base part of it is a no.
Yeah, listen, Alex, we're not asking if you want to get your surfboard and go surfing this weekend. Oh, where do you want to go? You want to go here? You want to go? What the hell is wrong? You're the manager of the Boston Red Sox. You guys look like shit. You're playing like crap. You're stupid. You play stupid. And this is what you're talking about? It doesn't even make sense. And by the way, in that press conference, he named 6 other names of potential guys that would step in at third base, but no Devers. Now, maybe he doesn't want him to play there because he sucked there, which I get if it's a baseball reason.
Listen, they let Devers dictate that situation. Once Devers knew that Bregman was the starting third baseman, Devers dug in and said, okay, I'll DH, but don't ask me to do anything else on this team. I'm going to be the full-time DH. I'll be the full-time DH. And he's settled in. He's hitting. He's starting to hit. He's settled in. However, he also dug himself in and said, okay, this is all I'm playing is DH then. I'm not playing anywhere else. So don't ask me to play anywhere else. I'm done. That's it. Who the hell is he?
Mark, how many positions does Judge play? How many positions did Judge play on this team? I count 4. I count 3 in the outfield and DH.
DH, yeah.
He's played all over the outfield, has he not?
Chris, listen. Yeah, they traded Chris.
And he's the best player in baseball. He's the best player in the AL right now.
He is. Chris, they traded a few years back to the Dodgers. They traded Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, Chris, right now is the starting center shortstop for the LA Dodgers. He was a Gold Glove outfielder. He's played second base for the Dodgers. He's played center field for the Dodgers. He's played left field for the Dodgers. He's played right field for the Dodgers. Chris, he's played 5 positions. He worked his ass off, Betts, to become a shortstop because that's what they needed. His offense even, I think, has been hurt a little bit by all the attention he's giving the defensive side of the ball. I think it's hampered his hitting. But he did that because he's a team guy, Chris. Those are the guys I want in my locker room. We got rid of those guys because we didn't want to pay. So then all of a sudden, you get rid of him. You let Bogarts go. Well, now all of a sudden, you're going to pay for Devers because you can't let another guy go. They picked the wrong goddamn guy.
Yeah,
they picked the wrong guy.
And I don't know who Cora is on the bat, which side he's on. I don't know if he's on management side. I don't know if he's on the player side. He kind of keeps skating in the middle of this thing with Devers as if to say, well, see what happens, ownership. Look, you created this problem. Sorry. I'm going to hold my breath. He's not going to play third.
Chris, Bregman's going to be out a while too. So that's going to be an issue. Third base. Bregman's going to be out a while.
It's a cluster. And then one of the only bright spots you have is your starting your big lefty, right?
Yeah,
Crochet.
Yeah.
This is what this clown had to say.
Deep drive out to left center field. He hopped all over that one, and she is gone on the first pitch. Chirinos with his 8th home run of the season, and he picks on the first one delivered today by Garrett Crochet. It was a bomb.
problem here. Not many issues for Garrett Crochet, but the first batter of the game is now 6 for 12 off Garrett with a double and 200. The very first hitter. And this has happened a few times too. First pitch. Go ahead. First pitch of the game, I'm going to throw a fastball. Everybody knows that. I'm never not going to do that. The guy next game could clip me on a first pitch heater, and I'd be okay with that.
What?
I mean, what are you saying? Your best, Mark. Go ahead.
Your best. He's telling the entire league the first pitch of the game is going to be a fastball. It's going to be that again. So I don't care. But I don't care what any. If the next guy hits another one, I don't care. What the hell? Listen, you want to talk culture, Vrabel? You want to talk culture?
Put him in the Red Sox locker room.
What the hell is wrong with this team, Chris?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and this is what Cora, that's why people care if Cora went to the graduation for the kid. This is why, because of this stupidity. Look, there's a reason why between 2022, 78 wins, then 78 wins, then 81 wins, now 27. You got to get rid of the manager. That's it. I know you extended him, but you got to fire him. Why
they extended him? Listen, he's living, Chris, off of something he did X number of years ago. Was it 18?
18.
He's living off of something he's done 7 years ago. It's 2025 with a group of guys that were a different group of guys where he really didn't have to do much in that locker room. He managed a few egos, was high-fiving guys. By the way, they cheated in 2018. They cheated.
Yeah.
The iPads, the watches, there was cheating going on. Let's just call it a spade, okay? Were the Yankees cheating in 18? Yeah, they claimed they were too. Okay, fine. But there's an asterisk there, okay? Now, whether people want to admit that or not, what has he done since then, Chris?
Nothing.
Listen, here's what frustrates me, Chris. The last 3 or 4 years, Chris, it's the same thing. Fundamentals, moving guys over, base running, throwing errors. It's like you're watching this is like a little league team. These are things you practice with a little league team. Throwing to the right base, moving a guy forward, throwing the ball home, hitting the cutoff. These are Major League Baseball players. You mean to tell me they can't do that? And you're the manager of this team? It's a disgrace. It's a joke. It's a disgrace that this is what we're talking about. Chris, off the top of my head, 5 games, just off the top of my head, 6 games, they've lost because of little league things.
You're right.
Errors, not moving guys forward, throwing to the wrong base. Just little league things. They're
out there collecting a paycheck. That's what their whole team, including the managers, doing. Think about it. You got your Yoshida that could be up there. They can bring Yoshida back, but he'd have to play DH, and that would mean Devers would have to go in the field. So now you can't bring a guy back because you can't put Devers out in the field.
Get some bullpen. They should have gone in spring training. They should have got. I realize you got hurt, but Yoshida should have been moved for bullpen arms.
It's a joke.
Depth in the bullpen.
It's a joke. It's a calamity. It's just absurd. Mark is right. So we'll keep track of it. But Yankees versus Red Sox was presented by Corso Law Group, CorsoLawGroup.com. We come back. Hey, buckle up. Catone's comments is next.
No one ever thinks they will be in need of a criminal or traffic lawyer, but things happen. Corso Law Group is Arizona's leading criminal and traffic law firm. Call or go online to CorsoLawGroup.com and talk with these expert attorneys who I know will help.
Time for Catone's comments!
So I got to talk about this because it's just pure stupidity. It's people being asinine and being stupid, and I got to talk about it. So a friend of mine, he's a little older than me, has a family history of colon cancer in their family. The man's never had a colonoscopy. It's just stupidity. This drives me nuts about people. I saw him the other day. We were talking. I said, "Oh, how you feel?" He said, "I don't feel like great. My son had some stomach issues, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Oh, well, maybe you should go to the doctor." "I ain't go to the doctor. Why? They'll do all kind of tests, this and that." Well, yeah, they'll do all kind of tests. So they'll find out what the hell is wrong with you. Like, isn't that that's what you go to the doctor for? Pick the phone up, make an appointment, go to the doctor. Why? Like, what are you doing? Oh, did you have your colonoscopy yet? Nah, I don't need that. You don't need that. You what? Are you kidding me? Like, I don't understand. Like, I got family members who have died. The death could have been prevented if they went to a doctor. What are they? They're going to stop poking and prodding me. I ain't doing that. I don't want to go for a colonoscopy. I don't want to drink that stuff. And you're going to prep. I ain't going through that prep. I feel good. I'm okay. What do I care? What do you care? You dropped dead 3 months later. You had stage 4 cancer, but you could have been prevented. What the hell are you talking about? Like, the stupidity of people. You leave your family members behind. You leave loved ones behind. What is wrong with these people? It's aggravating me, and I got to talk about it because this is like the 4th person in the last, I'd say, 2.5 weeks that I've come in contact with that has made that stupid of a comment. Listen, it prevents things from happening to you if you want to live and watch things happen, with your kids and your family. And it's very simple. A simple colonoscopy. Are you kidding me? You do the prep. It's not a big deal. They take you in. They put you to sleep. You take a nap. You wake up. It's over. Maybe you're going to go back in 5 years. Maybe you're going to go back in 10 years. I don't know. It depends about, however you make out, whatever. They clean you out. You lose a couple of pounds. It's a great thing. What the hell's the big deal? You know what I mean? Hey, I lost a couple of LBs last time I went for that. It was great. Right? I just don't understand the stupidity of people. Just go to a doctor. Get yourself checked out. You're getting headaches, bad headaches, day after day. Call a doctor. Maybe there's something wrong with you. They can prevent something serious from happening to you if they catch it early enough. That's the whole point. Go for a yearly checkup. I haven't been for a checkup in 5 years. I ain't going for. They take blood. They do all this stuff. I don't want to do that. What the hell is wrong with you? What do you mean? It's simple. Go for a yearly checkup. That's it. It's just part of life. You go to the dentist. You go to the doctors. I mean, come on. It's basic maintenance. It's just like taking your car for an oil change and getting the tires rotated. It's basic maintenance. They're going to rotate your tires. Go to the doctor. I mean, Jesus Christ. Basic maintenance. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand people. You got children. You got a wife. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I got a call.
What health? People don't have time for that stuff.
He chose another one, Chris.
I got a call 2 days ago. Okay. Guy, friend of mine. This is, I got bad news. My father passed away. Okay. I know he's a nice, wonderful man too. I said, Jesus, talk to me. So this is it. He said, he started not feeling good in December. I'll spare you all the details, but he started to not feel well, didn't go to the doctor. He didn't go do anything until like March. Okay? And now he's gone. It was cancer. It was,
And maybe it was too late at that point.
I don't know. But the point or he didn't start feeling well last summer or whatever it was. The point is, Mark's right. Go to the doctor. You don't have to be. Everybody's a tough guy. We grew up. The problem is we grew up in an era where doctor, that means I'm not tough. To go to a doctor means I'm not tough. And it's like a badge. It's like you talk to these guys that wear it like a badge. I haven't been to the doctor in 5, 6, 10 years. Like it's like, look at my badge. What the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mark, he's right. Joe, he's right. I mean,
Do you go to the doctors, Joe?
Yeah.
Like on a regular basis? I know Chris does.
I'm the complete opposite, where I'm like, I want
He goes
I
too
want to know
much.
all the numbers. Yeah, I want to know all the numbers because I'm trying to perfect this.
You should marry a doctor, Joe. Cut out the middleman.
That's what I should. I want all the numbers. I want to, protect this shrine I have. But
Yes.
it's, they're like, go home, stop reading WebMD. I'm like, yeah, but I think I got.
Yeah, well, that's don't read that
I
crap.
know, yeah.
That's the extreme.
Yeah.
Mark and I are quite the opposite of a shrine.
No, but at least we go
have
to
to go.
doctors.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I might be on 12 pills a day, but that's why I go to the doctor. You know what I mean?
This may be, honestly, Mark, this may be the best Catone's comments you ever had.
It really frustrated me.
Especially all people, everyone should get. Women, of course, should get screened always, mammograms, everything. But especially guys, because the guys are the most stubborn freaking mules on the planet that just won't do it. Hey, guys, you want to show your family you're tough? Admit to them that you need help with something. That shows some toughness.
You know what really made me snap, Chris? This guy's
Because I need nobody's help.
No, this guy's father had colon cancer, and you're having some stomach issues.
Yeah.
You don't want to call a doctor. You still haven't been for a colonoscopy. The guy's 60, Chris.
Yeah, not good.
You're 10 years overdue for one. And
Not good.
And like, really?
No, not good. Got to get screened. If you're watching the show out there, everybody out there, get screened, especially when you hit the 40, 45 year.
Yeah.
Start to get things taken care of. Be around for the people who need you, want you, and love you.
Chris, it's basic maintenance. Get your tires rotated.
Absolutely. Get the oil changed, get some Pennzoil in there, everything
Get some
moving.
lubrication. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Good stuff, Mark. Excellent, Catone's comments. Let's hope everybody's paying attention to that. Catone's comments was presented by the Pats Nation Sundays, 8 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about defensive linemen. We're going to talk more about this Stephon Diggs situation, coaching, talk about Drake May, a little uneven. So stick around for that tomorrow morning. We come back, going to go B's and C's. 20 seconds, right back.
Sundays are for football. And here in New England, that means it's the Pats Nation with Corso and Catone. Sundays, 8 to 9 a.m.
Back in with more Corso and Catone, the real deal New England feel. All right, guys, want to talk a little Bruins and Celtics, gentlemen? Oh, There's only one thing we want to say about the Bruins, and I know you want to bring up Marchand. Just because I can't stand them. Okay, Jeremy Swayman is just. And by the way, as we're recording this, they haven't picked a coach yet. Sturm. There's a couple of guys on the list right now of potentials. I think it's going to be Marco Sturm.
Probably.
Woodcroft is another guy that's on the list too. We'll see. It's like whoever's cheaper, they're going to get. That's what they do. You know, you're going to get fired in 2 years anyway. What the hell's the difference? You know,
they don't pay Chris a lot of money for coaches.
No. But Jeremy Swayman, you talk about an ultimate tool bag. Okay, this kid, he goes and wins Team USA in the World Championships. Won. Congratulations to Team USA, of course. And they hadn't won in 90 years or whatever stupidity.
Yeah.
He comes out and says, "I couldn't be happier to be at this tournament, especially based on the year I had. I feel like a completely new human being and completely new goalie. The guys in this room have been so incredible for just supporting me, and it's just been a contagious locker room of joy. I just feel like a completely new human being."
He's a tool.
Okay, that's what I think of that. You are a tool. Talk about a shot. Woof. Did he throw? Is that a shot to the old Bruins?
Oh, is that a shot? Hey, Chris, you've been saying it all year. The locker room hates him. And that right there basically tells you that he didn't get along with that locker room. That is a proof positive of what you were saying all year, Chris, is true.
And that's why Marchand couldn't stand them. You don't think he gained any more friends with that comment in that locker room?
No, so now you're going to show up to training camp, and you think that locker room's going to welcome you?
They're going to have to
After
move
that?
him. They're going to have to move him at some point. And I think now he wants out.
And you know what? I think he wants out.
That's the setup for that right there.
And you know what, Chris? Maybe having this type of a tournament, maybe now somebody takes him from you. I don't know. Maybe.
Could be. But parlay that. Like the
parlay
Porzingis
that.
playing for
Absolutely.
Lafayette.
Yeah, absolutely parlay that.
Congratulations to Brad Marchand, who's in the Stanley Cup final now, right?
Stanley Cup finals. They got a shot to win. I think maybe Edmonton, if McGregor, if Conor McGregor gets there, maybe. But I think, listen, Kachuk, Bennett, those guys are going to do it again. I know Chris, it goes right up your behind.
I don't like those guys, but I like Marchand, and I'm happy for him.
But Marchand looks like he's got a good shot at winning one more cup before his career is over. Because I would say they're probably the favorites to repeat, Chris, at this point.
It's definitely not a Ray Bork situation of love to want him to win, but we'll take it, I guess. I don't know.
I guess
the Bruins are so far away anyway. It doesn't, it's not like the Knicks, this situation now moving over to the Celtics a little bit. And that Mark and I, when we talked about is rung true, this is probably going to be a gentleman's sweep because I don't know, maybe the Knicks win tonight over here.
It goes 6, but we said, guys, watch the next series because Indiana's going to beat this team. And lo and behold,
and they're going to beat them, and they're a better team. Look, the Knicks are not good. You lost to an inferior team. End of story. Have you even heard the name Mitchell Robinson in that series at all, Mark?
No, nope.
Yet he dominated us underneath.
No, he absolutely did, positively.
So okay, talking about the Celtics right now, and we got a couple of clips. Want to hear from Gary Washburn of the Globe on Joe Mazzulla. Talk about Mazzulla, okay? Should they want him back? I mean,
listen, I think they're going to take him back, Chris, because I think they're going to work on an extension with him just because of the comments that Stevens made at the end of the season. I think they'll work out an extension with him. I know he doesn't have one now, but I think they'll work one out with him over the summer and give him like a 2 or 3 year extension because you cannot go into the season. We talked about this, Chris, as a lame duck coach. I don't know what they were waiting for and maybe they won't, but I just can't conceive you going in with a lame duck coach.
Yeah.
Going into next season. And I don't think they're going to get rid of him, Chris. I really don't. I don't think the new owner's gonna. I don't think a new owner wants to start out with your best player is out. Now you're doing a search for a new coach. Oh, by the way, you got a couple of guys that you probably gonna move for salary cap reasons, luxury tax reasons. I don't think the new owner wants to deal with a coaching situation either, Chris.
Well, this is what Washburn had to say.
So I like Joe Mazzulla. I think he's a top coach in the NBA. So I ask, do you know, Gary, what his contract status is at the moment?
Well, he has one more year left. So obviously, if the Celtics are going to bring him back, they will bring him back soon. I think he's the Celtics coach for as long as he wants to be.
It's a little strong.
I think they like his style. You don't make changes from good young coaches. Joe's a good young coach. He's not even 40 yet. He's going to increasingly get better. And you don't see anything where the players don't want to play for him or there's dissension in the locker room. It's a very good locker room, very good environment.
I will give him that. Mazzulla does have the locker room.
He does.
He'll be the coach for as long as he wants to be. Is strong, very strong, because I don't see that. And I could tell you this too. If he doesn't change the philosophy, he doesn't change his style, his play style, because I can't imagine Chisholm, anybody else that's looking at this situation is saying, let me see. Got the Pacers scored 133 points, okay, the other night, and they took 56 two-pointers, and they took 32 threes. How'd they do it?
Yeah.
How the hell could you score 133 points like that, Mark? It's impossible, right? According to Mazzulla's plan.
According to Mazzulla's whole philosophy, that's impossible to do. That doesn't happen.
But yet they're doing it.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't change his style, I think. Now, talking about a plan a little bit, because what do they do? What do they do? How do they get under that apron? You know?
Yep.
And all roads seem to be pointing to, the objective is you have to trim to the second apron by trimming $20+ million of salary. Okay. All right. Now, Drew Holiday seems to be the.
That's the name that keeps surfacing. Yes.
Holiday and Sam Hauser. Okay. With limited financial return. That's how you got to get it done. Okay. So you got to build the front court with limited funds, use draft assets to acquire young, low-cost talent. Okay. They have to cut costs in order to ensure that they can maintain a competitive they could still be competitive, but they still got to cut these costs, Mark. Do you think that's the path?
I do. I think increasingly you get more and more information out of there, Chris, this week saying that Jaylen Brown's going nowhere. Last week the thing was, here's the packages you could get for Brown. Well, now this week, no, Brown's going nowhere. And I know they floated around Derek White. I don't think Derek White's going anywhere, Chris. I think White and Brown are the centerpieces along with Tatum, and you rebuild, you do a mini reset around them. But I also think you got to try, and I don't know if anybody wants him. You got to try to give it a Porzingis. You have to. I think
they're going to keep him. I think they're going to keep him.
And then what are you going to do with him? Because it's kind of in the spring he's up.
Well, I think
up. What are you doing? Are you going to eat him? Because you can't resign him.
Because what I think, what you may hope to happen is say, okay, well, if he looks okay and gets back to form a little bit in the first half of the season, maybe we can move him to a team that's on a championship run. They'll take that
because we're not going to be. Yeah, because we're not going to be on a championship run without Tatum. So you're right.
So I mean, Holiday seems to be the course, but you'd have to get a third team involved. You get some mid-level exception stuff, and we're not going to get all the money stuff. But that's that's the only way to do it is to move him. Let somebody else eat 80%. I'll eat 15% of this salary. I'll eat 15% of that salary, and that's how you get under that apron. But Holiday's going to be there. But before we go, I just wanted to play Stephen A. Smith on Jaylen Brown. We talked last week. Is Jaylen Brown the number one? Mark and I don't think so. Let's hear what Stephen A. says.
Can be, but he doesn't deserve that distinction. Not right now. I know he's a champion. I know he's an NBA Finals MVP. The brother can play. But there are two key moments in his career that will ultimately stain him. One was the Eastern Conference Finals Game 7. Boston is down 3-0 to Miami. They come back and they tie it 3-3. There is a Game 7, and Tatum gets hurt early. And it's his to take. And he didn't do it, and Miami beat them and went on to lose to Denver in the NBA Finals. We all know it would have been a better series if Boston had been the ones going up against Denver because they were better suited to go against the Nuggets at that time. And then this Game 6 at the Garden. It was not a loss. It was an annihilation, a beatdown, where the Boston Celtics looked like they quit. They were getting beat so bad. They were so humbled that they just surrendered. And when you are a number one option, because the superstar and Jason Tatum is out for the year and for the foreseeable future with the torn Achilles, and God bless him, hope he gets well soon. That can't escape it. It's not all Brown's fault. It's a collective effort. We get that. We understand it. But you are the $300 million man.
And there it is, Mark.
And that's a perfect close there, Chris, because that's exactly what you and I basically said that last week when we discussed it.
So if anybody out there thinks they're going to trade him and they're going to get Dallas's pick and all this, San Antonio's pick, other teams see this too.
Of course they do.
Other teams see this too, and they know that Jaylen Brown really isn't going to – he could have done something special this year and brought them to a Game 7 at least.
Yep.
And he couldn't get it done.
Nope.
So thank you, Stephen A. But we got to go. Corso and Catone was presented by the Pats Nation, Sundays, 8 a.m. Eastern. Hey, tomorrow we're going to break down the defensive line locker room. We're going to talk about the OTAs that went on for this past week, the week before. And make sure you come back to this show next Saturday, noon Eastern. We're going to see if the Bruins have made a coaching decision. Yankees, Red Sox, Catone's comments, and so much more. Anything you bring to the table, we will be ready. We are Corso and Catone. See you next Saturday.
Now find Corso Catone on AM 790, The Score, iHeartRadio, iTunes, wherever you podcast. Or subscribe to the YouTube channel and catch the chaos every Saturday at noon.